Good morning, friends. I'm coming to you from my kitchen this morning, and this is day 2 of my 5 and 5 lives in 5 days. And this morning I want to talk to you about how you can upgrade your coffee. Now, let's face it, this is probably the most popular topic whenever we talk about it, or somebody will ask me what can I do to make my coffee a little bit healthier or whatnot. So I wanted to come to you just to give you some quick ideas about how you can just, wherever you're at with your coffee drinking habit, if you do drink coffee, how you can kind of upgrade that just a little bit. So I wanted to start off with what you start off with, which is the coffee. So it's very important to get organic coffee and get a high quality coffee, because coffee is one of the most heavily sprayed with pesticides product that there is. It's very important to get that, because when you're making coffee, it's just going to transfer all of those chemicals to what you drink. There's no way to rinse it off or anything like that to remove at least a little bit of the pesticides. So it's very important to buy organic coffee. So if you start with that, that's going to be an upgrade to whatever you're already currently using if it's not organic. So start there. And really, that's one easy thing you can do. So let's also start with maybe what you make your coffee in. I always like to just, whenever I can, try to reduce waste. And I know a lot of people have Keurigs and they love those, but I just think, oh, that's so much plastic that you're using to make your coffee, and especially if you drink it every single morning or multiple times per day. So just maybe an upgrade that you might could take next time you purchase something. I'm not saying go out and spend all this money on a new coffee maker, but I really like a French press. It's really easy to make 1 cup of coffee, and that's nobody else in my house drinks coffee, so that's kind of why I got it in the first place. But I love to use a French press. Now, my setup's a little interesting in my kitchen, so you have to bear with me. But this is what I have. I think it's called an Italian French press. And so you just put water down here, and then there's a little filter that has coffee in it, and then it kind of percolates and rises to the top, and that's what I'm going to pour it out of right there. So there's that option. There's lots of different French presses. There's that option, and then there's also the option of having a pour over. So basically you just boil water, and you have like a little filter thing you put over something, and then you pour the hot water over the coffee, and it just kind of drips down. So that's another great option. I think that's what my sister does, but I just have always used this. I've had it for probably 3 or 4 years, and it still works great, and it's just so easy to use. So that's what I do. Okay, so just a few maybe small upgrades that you can take, and just kind of how I brew my coffee and what kind of coffee I use. I don't necessarily stick to one brand, I didn't mention that, but I do always try to buy organic. So, okay, so we've started off with the coffee and what we make it in. So now let's kind of talk about what you put in your coffee. And this is the main thing that people usually ask. They're like, oh, how can I get rid of the creamer? How can I get rid of the sugar? So I used to be, I'm just going to confess here, y'all, I used to be like the person that would put just packets and packets of sugar in their coffee, creamer, anything you can think of that was like not good for you, I would put it in my coffee. Excuse me. Because I really couldn't drink it any other way. I thought I couldn't drink it any other way, right? It was really a mindset, and it was really training my taste buds. So what I realized was it really tastes great if you get a high quality coffee. It really does taste great black. And now I'm not saying I drink it all the time black, but I kind of trained myself to not need anything in my coffee. That's kind of how I got off of sugars and creams and all of that. And I'm not saying they don't taste good, but I don't think they're good for you every single day. I still obviously add cream sometimes, but I'm used to drinking it without any sugar. And I think that is the main point that I always try to at least help people with. It's just try to decrease the amount of sugar that you put in it. So I'm going to give you a few different ideas. First off, if you're used to adding cream and sugar, I would just recommend a small upgrade that you can take. Just try to add less sugar. That's very important, because if you start your day off with sugar, you're going to crave more and more and more sugar. So it's just really important, and that's going to start training your taste buds to be more sensitive. So you won't need as much sweetener in everything. We're thinking about all these lifestyle changes that's really going to come from this one change. And it's like I said, it's really important with what you start your day off with. Your body's just going to crave that more. So if you start off with sugar, therefore you're going to crave more sweet things. So start off by just doing less of what you're already doing. But if you're using an artificial sweetener, I would strongly encourage you to just go to real sugar. That would be an upgrade, to be honest, because artificial sweeteners are just not good for you. So I know that might sound crazy, but that will be my first suggestion, is to just try to go to real sugar and just then start using less. I feel like That's better health-wise than using artificial sweeteners. So, but we're really trying to not use sweeteners, right? So anyway, the first upgrade from that would be to switch to real sugar if you're using artificial, but then to maybe switch to a less refined sugar. So something like coconut sugar, even cane sugar, like organic cane sugar is better, and it's less processed than just regular white sugar. Another thing you could try is honey. So all these things are going to be less refined than white table sugar. So just try a few of those things, see what you like the most, and then, you know, once you kind of get used to that, just try to add less and less until you're not adding hardly any at all. But what I've found is that making bulletproof coffee is really, it adds that creaminess that you get from powdered creamer. Well, it actually works way better than powdered creamer, but if you like... My son's trying to interrupt this video. Hold on just a second, sweetie. So, getting that creaminess, I know is really important to some people, right? You're used to that, so you want to keep that. But I want to show you how you can do it in just an easier and maybe healthier way. So, I'm going to teach you how to make. Baby, you're going to have to wait just a second. You want to come in here with me? You can come in here with me, sweetie. This should be interesting. Okay, so bulletproof coffee. You're going to add butter and coconut oil to your coffee. That might sound kind of crazy, but it's going to be really good, I promise. So bear with me. It's important to start off with the right butter and the right coconut oil though. So butter, you want to get grass-fed. So that's something like Kari Gold, or if you have a farmer's market, they have butter a lot of times. I try to get the farmer's market, or raw butter is the best you could get because it's not processed at all. So that's going to be important, and then coconut oil. I just use the kind that I cook with, so it's the kind that stays solid at when it's colder. You know, that kind, not the fractionated coconut oil. If you're an oil user, you don't want to use that in your bulletproof coffee. So I like to get that organic, unrefined, virgin coconut oil. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of each of those. So I know you probably can't see my blender really well, but all right. So I'm going to add that in the blender. Now, one little upgrade I like to use is I like to put Vital Protein's collagen powder in my coffee. Not only is this going to really help with skin, hair, and nails, if you have problems with that, just help strengthening it, it's really going to add extra protein. And honestly, that's why I add it. I want to stay fuller longer so that I don't snack and I'm full, and I'm not really going to want to eat something that's not that great for me if I'm full and satisfied. So I'm going to add a scoop of that in here as well. That's optional. I know you don't have to go out and purchase all these things, so I'm trying to give you small upgrades that you can take. Okay, so now I'm going to add the coffee in here to my butter, coconut oil, and collagen powder. Just going to pour it right in. So you add those things to the blender, then add your coffee because you want your coffee to stay hot. And here is my, I love adding these upgrades. So first thing I'm going to add is turmeric. Turmeric essential oil is so beneficial for your health, and I don't have time because I'm not really sure how long he's going to give me in here, but turmeric is something that you need to be taking every day on an internal basis. You need to be taking it internally on a daily basis, excuse me. This one is really important to use internally specifically, so I like to add it to my coffee because it's just an easy way that I can get it in. And honestly, I know it doesn't smell that pleasant, but you can't taste it. If you put it in coffee, you cannot taste it. So I'm going to put 1 or 2 drops, however many comes out. Okay, so I'm going to put that, and then next I'm going to add peppermint essential oil. This, honestly, it helps my energy levels, it helps me stay alert and awake, but it just tastes good. It tastes really good in bulletproof coffee, so I'm going to add 1 drop of that. All right, now I'm going to put the top on, and you're going to have to bear with me because I can't mute you. I'm going to blend it for about 15 to 20 seconds. And what this is going to do, it's going to make it really frothy. And it's just going to give you that creaminess. And I promise you're not going to have butter floating on the top of your coffee. All right, I'm coming. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you. You see that little foam layer? That is all the butter and the coconut oil mixed up in there. And it's really going to give you that creaminess. If you've never tried this, it's so good. So now I'm going to pour it in and try to let you see. You see it just kind of has a lighter color, and it has that foaminess to it. So I'm going to put this in my mug, and I'm going to sip on this all morning. Now, I would like to mention that a lot of people use this with intermittent fasting. because you're not going to be actually consuming food. You're just going to be getting the fats, which are great for a brain fuel. It's going to keep your brain going, it's keep your body going, and a lot of people with intermittent fasting, they only eat certain times of day, and so that's why a lot of people like to drink this, because it keeps them full and satisfied. I don't necessarily follow that regimen. I just like it because it gives me those healthy fats and it keeps me fuller longer. And I feel like it's an upgrade from drinking regular coffee. So I actually do eat food and drink bulletproof coffee. And some people might think, oh my gosh, you're not supposed to do that. But hey, I can break the rules if I want to. And I feel like I'm taking major upgrades with this coffee. So I just wanted to mention that in case you had ever heard that. And if you Google bulletproof coffee, a lot of times it'll come up with intermittent fasting. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you take a small upgrade, whatever that is for you. I feel that it's anything's better, right? I'm about to hit end. Real life. So take an upgrade today. Share this with your friends and family. If you love coffee, or your mom loves coffee, or your friend loves coffee, share it and tag her in this video, or share it on your page so that more people can learn how to take an upgrade in their daily life with something that they love, which is coffee, right? I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow with another upgrade. See you guys later.